am so excited this morning to introduce you to my friend Kim Sides. Go ahead, Miss Kim. Can you give her a round of applause real quick? Yes. Hi, Miss Kim. If you know anything about Kim, you know that she loves to talk about Jesus. She loves to talk about how the Lord is moving in and through her life. And a quick shout out, you may recognize her last year. She actually shared a little bit of her story with her daughter, how she made peace with her daughter. And it is a beautiful testimony to how God can be moving in the midst of relationships. But today we wanted to focus on how Miss Kim has focused on a particular neighbor that she has loved really well. So you have a neighbor that you have made connections with. How did you meet this neighbor? How did all that get started?
I used to take my granddaughter to the park, and my neighbor took her dog to the park, and that's how we met 13 years ago.
So in the 13 years that you have known this neighbor, kind of just give a little bit of background of how you got to know her better and really how the Lord started to move in y'all's relationship.
When we first met, I found out that we had the same interest as gardening. So when I first met her, I gave her a banana plant from my backyard, and she planted in her backyard. And after that, we, exchange seed, exchange plant, and we share vegetable and fruit from our garden. And a few years ago, the Lord impressed in my heart that I should share the gospel with my neighbor. And that's when I started to pray for her and ask people from our church to pray for both me and her, so I had an opportunity to share the gospel with my neighbor. And I invited her to do a one-on-one Bible study with me. And that's when she told me that she's an atheist, she does not believe in God, and she had no interest in the Bible. So I told her, that is okay. I'm going to continue to pray for her, and whenever God changed her mind, then we can do a Bible study together. So we continue to be friends, and a few years later, last year in September, her husband passed away. So she was very lonesome and sad, so I spent a lot more time with her and pray for her. And I asked her that if she wanted to do Bible study with me again, and this time she agreed, she accepted. But she told me that, Kim, don't get your hope up, because I'm so far gone. It's very difficult for me to change my mind. So before the first Bible study, I asked a friend and church member to pray for me and pray for her. And thank be to God for His mercy and goodness. The Holy Spirit opened my neighbor's heart and mind, and she repented and asked Jesus to save her at the end of our first Bible study. Pray God, and I'm just thank God that He still give me the privilege of discipling her. We still do Bible study weekly.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Ms. Kim. Oh my goodness. You are so good at giving words of encouragement and advice, and if you didn't know that, come talk to her and you'll see that. But before you go, we do want to ask, for anybody in this room that is maybe struggling or intimidated to maybe even meet their neighbor, let alone share the gospel with them, what words of encouragement would you give us?
The first thing I would say is spend time with God and enjoy His friendship with you, so you can be filled up with His love first. And then you talk to God about your fear, your hesitant, and you ask God to open a door for you, open opportunity to you. And then be watchful, because God will answer your prayer, and He's going to open door, and you will have opportunity, and you're not going to be alone, because the Lord going to work with you and be right there with you. And it's going to be a blessing for you and your neighbor, and it's going to be a delight to God.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you.